He got 20 years in prison today. He will serve all but one of those years simultaneously with a 30-year sentence for racketeering and
beat up.
Well, he was beat up and apparently stabbed like with a pen.
R.Kelly may be locked up, but inside those prison walls, his life is still on the line.
He also claims another Aryan Brotherhood member was later asked to kill both him and R.Kelly.
Whispers from behind bars suggest the Aryan Brotherhood, a deadly white supremacist prison gang known for murder for hire, extortion, and racial violence, may be plotting something serious.
Attack Island Prison contains some of the most terrifying convicts in the country.
In the shadows of the penitentiary, danger doesn't just wear a badge. It wears tattoos, speaks in codes, and answers to no one. So who are they? Why is R.Kelly their latest target? Let's break it all down. The Aryan Brotherhood, or the Brand, as it's known in prison circles, is not just a gang. It's a paramilitary shadow force that operates behind concrete walls and steel doors. What started as a protection clique in the 1960s at San Quentin State Prison has now grown into one of the most feared and violent criminal organizations in the American prison system.
I hear they represent maybe 2% of the prison population, but almost 40 or 50% of the murders that take place in prison.
Probably.
They've been connected to more than 100 confirmed murders both inside and outside of prison, and their grip extends far beyond state lines, from California to Texas, all the way to Illinois. They have strong roots in the federal system as well, which happens to be where R.Kelly is currently being held. But this isn't some chaotic street gang. The Aryan Brotherhood operates with chilling precision. According to former members and documentaries by outlets like National Geographic and Vice, their inner workings are structured like a military unit. Orders come from the top, hits are discussed through coded letters, and communication runs through secret channels, often through guards, dirty lawyers, or compromised inmates. Their hierarchy is ruthless. Rank is earned through blood, loyalty is rewarded with power, and betrayal is met with instant death. The symbols are easy to spot if you know what to look for. Three-leaf shamrocks, SS-style lightning bolts, swastikas etched across chests and necks. Every tattoo has meaning. Every scar tells a story. Their rules are simple: no mercy, no betrayal, and no forgiveness.
You can go into a penitentiary where there's 15, 18, 2,000 guys, and there's 15 AB guys. The whole fucking prison fears them.
One former Aryan Brotherhood member who spoke under protection described the gang's mindset this way in a prison docuseries: "You're either with us or you're meat. There's no middle ground." So why would they turn their eyes towards someone like R.Kelly? Some insiders suggest it's less about what he did and more about what he represents. High-profile inmates carry weight. They draw attention. They stir controversy. And for certain prison factions, taking down a big name becomes a way to make a name. According to unconfirmed reports, the Aryan Brotherhood has targeted celebrity inmates before, not out of personal vendettas, but because of the message it sends. It's about control, influence, and fear. A former federal corrections officer who spoke anonymously to The Art of Dialogue dropped a chilling statement: "Inmates like R.Kelly become trophies. If you hit him, your rep inside skyrockets." Whispers about a brewing plot began surfacing in late 2024. TMZ and Daily Loud both posted cryptic tweets around the same time. One post hinted at intercepted prison notes that mentioned a so-called celebrity elimination order. No specific names were given, but fans online immediately started connecting the dots. Comments flooded the threads. Some people claimed that it was about R.Kelly. Others mentioned similar patterns around other famous inmates in the past. And even though nothing has been confirmed, the theory gained traction. Conspiracy forums lit up. Reddit threads began documenting timelines. Some users pointed out that R.Kelly had reportedly been moved to protective custody before. Others claimed that Latin Kings had once ordered a hit on him as well. Now, with the Aryan Brotherhood possibly involved, things have escalated to a whole new level. And the truth is this: once you're on the Brand's radar, escaping is nearly impossible.
The US has the most incarcerated people of any nation on Earth, both by sheer numbers and per capita.
The American prison system is more than a cage. It is a world of its own, a closed society with its own rules and its own currency, a world where fear travels faster than food and where gangs don't just survive, they rule. In that world, names don't disappear, they echo. And the name R.Kelly rings loud behind those cold concrete walls. Since his first day inside the federal lockup system, R.Kelly has claimed he's been under threat, constant, relentless, surrounded by enemies who do not forget headlines and who do not forgive infamy. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, he pleaded for release, arguing that he was what he called a marked man. He wasn't asking for sympathy, he was asking for survival. And for those who have followed his legal journey closely, it didn't sound like an exaggeration, it sounded like a warning.
R.Kelly was attacked behind bars. The singer's lawyer says Kelly was targeted by a fellow inmate at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in downtown Chicago.
Back in 2020, R.Kelly was assaulted inside his cell by a known member of the Latin Kings, a gang with deep prison roots and a violent reputation. The attacker was Jeremiah Shane Farmer, a man already serving life for 2 gruesome murders. Somehow he got close enough to breach Kelly's cell and launch a brutal attack with nothing more than a pen. Farmer reportedly nearly stabbed at him multiple times while R. Kelly screamed for help. When the mugshot and case details leaked, the internet went into a frenzy. But what really set off alarms were the rumors that guards didn't respond right away, that they waited, that they let it play out. Some conspiracy theories suggest the guards looked the other way, that it was a silent message, a quiet form of prison justice, nothing confirmed. But for many fans and analysts, the writing was on the wall. Observers across prison forums and crime blogs have dissected every detail from guard rotations to cell block layouts, trying to understand how a lifelong killer got that close. Many believe Farmer's attack wasn't random. It was a test, a message, a warning shot. And now those same warning signs are flashing again. Because inside those same walls, another group moves with even more silence and deadlier precision. The Aryan Brotherhood. They do not leave calling cards. They do not post threats. But when their name starts floating around inside prison corridors, things change. Conversations go quiet. Inmates look over their shoulders, and guards either cooperate or disappear. Unlike other gangs, the Aryan Brotherhood doesn't rely on chaos. They operate like chess masters. Every move is deliberate, every hit is cleared, and once they target someone, that person becomes part of a very short list. If the rumors are true, and if what happened in 2020 was just the prelude, then R. Kelly may now be facing a much more dangerous situation. Because while Farmer acted alone and with fury, the Aryan Brotherhood strikes with strategy and force. And the most terrifying part of all, when the walls start whispering about the brand, no one dares speak above a whisper.
So R. Kelly is uncovering a lot of illegal things that prison officials did.
R. Kelly may be behind bars, but the spotlight has never left him. Ever since his trial, his name has been radioactive, the kind of name that carries weight in prison for all the wrong reasons. And behind those walls, that kind of name doesn't earn you respect. It paints a target on your back. Even inmates doing time for their own serious crimes have been caught on hidden recordings speaking on R. Kelly, and they aren't kind. Some call him out. Others laugh at his downfall, but almost all agree on one thing: he is not safe. It's not confirmed, but all evidence points toward a prison culture that sees R. Kelly as the ultimate mark, a man whose crimes turned him into a symbol of disgrace. And in a system ruled by codes and gang politics, reputation is everything. Once you are labeled, you are locked in. There is no redemption, no second chance. Twitter threads and fan pages have been circulating interview clips that add fuel to the fire. In one viral moment, TK Kirkland appears on Vlad TV and gives a chilling take. He says, "You're not just dealing with inmates, you're dealing with politics, with history. Every move is a war, and that war is being fought in the shadows, not just between gangs, but allegedly between gangs and guards." That's where things start to twist. Many online conspiracy theories reveal that some prison staff may quietly work with certain groups. Whether it's for money, reputation, or personal bias, nobody knows for sure. But leaked footage and reports from insiders over the years suggest that strange patterns keep repeating. Doors left unlocked, guards taking unusually long to respond, transfers that happen late at night with no paperwork trail. Some fans believe this points to something much darker: internal collusion. And that's what leads us to the big question. If a member of the Latin Kings was already able to get close enough to attack R. Kelly inside a locked cell, then who is to say the Aryan Brotherhood isn't next in line? Multiple sources cited by TMZ and The Art of Dialogue claim that R. Kelly has been moved multiple times inside federal prison, not for safety from just one group, but due to specific gang threats coming from different directions. And it wasn't just the Latin Kings being mentioned. Reports whispered about white supremacist groups, about gang-affiliated inmates using encrypted letters to move intel through the system. That's when things really spiraled online. YouTubers, Reddit threads, fan theories. Everyone began connecting dots, not just about the attacks, but about a larger pattern of silence from inside the walls. Because when you're dealing with a name as volatile as R.Kelly's and a group as deadly as the Aryan Brotherhood, the danger doesn't come with warnings. It moves in silence, and it waits for the right moment.
And he's like, you know you're not gonna be able to do that in prison, right? He said, and you're gonna trip out when you go to prison and everybody's separated. He's like, you're gonna learn you have to stay to your own. And that's the only advice I ever got about prison.
The Aryan Brotherhood had some sort of level of connection with Manson at one point and the Manson family.
The Aryan Brotherhood's reach inside the federal prison system is not internet fiction. It's documented, it's deadly, and it's growing. A 2018 FBI indictment blew the lid off just how powerful this gang really is. From solitary confinement and high-security wings, they were running drug smuggling rings, coordinating beatdowns and calling hits, all with nothing but code words hidden in letters passed hand to hand. One former member, John Greshner, broke it down in a chilling interview. He said, "One man gives the word, 10 men bleed. That's not gang talk, that's structure, that's power." This is the environment R.Kelly walked into, and even his legal team seemed to know what kind of danger was waiting. In multiple court filings, his lawyers pleaded for home confinement, saying that his life was in constant danger. Judges denied those requests, but what happened next sent shockwaves through the fan base. In late 2023, rumors started swirling. According to some reports, a known Aryan Brotherhood associate had been quietly transferred into the same unit as R.Kelly. While nothing official was confirmed, fans were watching closely. Then Daily Loud tweeted a cryptic message that got everyone talking. It read, "Sources say big names are being moved behind closed doors." That one tweet lit the internet on fire. Fans started digging. Screenshots circulated showing changes in inmate rosters. Reddit threads broke down transfer logs. Some said it was a coincidence. Others were sure it was a setup. But most agreed on one thing: it didn't feel random. Because when it comes to the Aryan Brotherhood, there's no such thing as random. They don't just act, they plan, they wait. They move through the cracks in the system with silence and precision. And once someone is marked, whether for status, politics, or personal beliefs, it's just a matter of time. Even behind bars, there's a food chain, and the Aryan Brotherhood has made sure they stay at the top. With contacts in state and federal prisons across the country, they don't need numbers. They need loyalty, they need silence, and they need the right target. Lots of fans believe R.Kelly fits that mold perfectly. A controversial figure, a symbol of scandal, and most importantly, someone whose death would echo far beyond the prison yard. That's why the whispers are getting louder. Because when a gang with that kind of reach starts circling a celebrity with that much heat, it's no longer just about survival. It becomes a message. Even though nothing is proven, all evidence suggests that R.Kelly's time behind bars isn't just about doing time. It's about surviving every single day. And survival doesn't come easy when you've already been attacked once by a known gang hitter, when your name still trends in headlines, and when insiders start whispering that the Aryan Brotherhood might be circling again. That's when people start to look deeper, to ask questions nobody in the system wants to answer. Why is a high-profile inmate with past threats being kept near one of the most feared prison crews in U.S. history? Why did Daily Loud post that cryptic tweet in late 2024 about celebrity elimination orders being intercepted? And why has R.Kelly, someone once known for speaking through music, suddenly gone silent?
And the Aryan Brotherhood coming out to say, yeah, I was gonna do it, but I stopped to do it. Everybody in on the play, man. I'm here to tell you now, I know a play when I see one, and it ain't gonna work. R.Kelly, listen, this CEO telling Donald Trump is taking payments.
Some conspiracy theories say it's fear, others think it's a strategy, but lots of fans believe something bigger is going on. Because the Aryan Brotherhood doesn't just attack for headlines. They strike to send messages, to prove dominance, to play chess with human lives. The internet went wild after a clip surfaced from The Art of Dialogue. In the video, a former inmate claimed that once the white gangs have their eyes on you, there's nowhere to run. He said, quote, "They ain't gonna make it here, not with the white boys calling shots." That line hit hard, because inside prison, power doesn't always wear a badge. It wears symbols, lightning bolts, shamrocks, and it speaks in code. There are rumors, unconfirmed but widespread, that threats against R.Kelly may be used as pressure tactics, that some officials may be turning a blind eye. One fan on Twitter posted a theory that sparked thousands of shares. It read, "Let him suffer, let him crack, let him talk." That post lit up every conspiracy forum from Reddit to TikTok, because the suggestion wasn't just that R.Kelly was in danger. It was that someone might want him that way. Even worse are the recordings that keep surfacing online. Footage of guards laughing in the background, inmates shouting threats down the tier, and gang members passing folded papers through lunch trays like it's business as usual. None of it is confirmed, but all of it points in the same direction. Something is brewing. And while the media stays mostly quiet, fans are putting the pieces together. They remember what happened with the Latin Kings. They remember the delay when guards responded. They remember how fast rumors became reality. So now everyone's asking the same thing. Is this a countdown? Because when it comes to the Aryan Brotherhood, there's no such thing as empty threats, just opportunities. And when the right opportunity comes, they don't hesitate. That's why some fans believe this isn't a conspiracy at all. It's a silent clock ticking towards something darker, and R.Kelly may already hear it. R.Kelly's greatest threat might not be his past charges or courtroom battles. It might be the men walking the same corridors behind locked steel doors. The ones with lightning bolts carved into their skin. The ones who don't ask questions, they just act. Because if everything we've seen so far is just the warm-up, then the Aryan Brotherhood could be the final boss in a very long and very dangerous game of prison survival. Some fans still hold out hope. They say he'll make it, that he's too high profile, too protected, too valuable. But others aren't so sure. They've seen the signs, the cell transfers, the intercepted letters, the silence from R.Kelly's legal team when whispers started swirling again in late 2024. They've watched as every rumor, no matter how wild, ended up being just a little too close to the truth. Even though nothing is proven, all evidence suggests that when the Aryan Brotherhood starts watching you, it's already too late. These aren't just inmates, they're a system within a system. One where your name goes on a list and that list gets passed until someone cashes it in. In that world, reputation is currency, and a high-profile target is worth more than anything on the commissary. Some insiders say R.Kelly was never going to make it through untouched. Once his case made national headlines, the gangs began talking. And now he's surrounded by men who have nothing left to lose. The silence from inside isn't peace, it's pressure. And the biggest fear? That we won't hear the end of this story in a courtroom, but in a news headline. Because in the eyes of the Aryan Brotherhood, this isn't about guilt or innocence. It's about control, power, and the message that even fame can't buy safety in the belly of the system. The final chapter hasn't been written yet, but the ink is drying fast.